What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight... Alright, we're coming back to Babymetal. Yes, indeed. Babymetal Fans feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to do all those clicks and those likes and the bibbity-boobity-bop, do me a favor. Before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Mendbayer Luvsansharov, Kan Katash, and Andy LaRubin. And this is actually Andy LaRubin's prioritized request for the month of December for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So here you go, Andy. I hope you enjoy the show, as well as everybody else who requested this. And make sure you guys thank Andy, because this was up there. This was definitely up there in the queue. It was up in the, I think it was in the thousands. I think it was in the low thousands. But yeah, it was still way up there. So make sure you thank Andy, seriously, because otherwise you'd be waiting a lot longer for this. They all want to see me react to this song by Babymetal called Yava. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, hang on, I recognize this, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by For the Fox God, okay? And the video has 21,566 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Babymetal, Yava. Fox, well, is it Yava or Yava? Is the emphasis on the first A or the second A? I don't know. We got the exclamation point, so I'm thinking actually it might be Yava. Or it could be Yava. I don't know. I'm sure you guys in the comments will let me know. Fox Festival 2017 live Kami Band intro. We have an intro from the Kami Band. That'll be nice. English sub. Yeah, well, we know how that goes. Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. I guess we'll have to wait and see. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
lot of interesting note selection. Very jazz. Playing a lot of major notes within this minor mode. It's funny. It almost, not quite, but it almost makes it sound like they're playing wrong notes. It really does. Like you're sitting there scratching your head like, is he really? He's playing major sixes and major sevens in the minor mode? What? It just makes you kind of wonder, but I mean, at the same time, by the time the solo ends, everything just kind of fits into place. So very jazz. Very, very jazz. I dig that. I dig that. Good job, guys. Let's see. I think Bo's going to do something. I hope so. Let me back up a little bit for Bo. Coming up through the stage. Love that. I have a feeling we're about to go into the song. Nice work from Bo. Some really nice triplet work from Bo. Yeah. Playing in on those triplets. Really nice. Very accurate. Very clean. His tapping, man. Whew. His tapping is something to watch. Wish I could get my tapping to be that accurate and that fast. I mean, I can tap, but not like that. Not like that. I really got to work on my tapping. I've seen him do that tapping. Like this is like the third or fourth time I've seen him do it. And I just, God, it's inspiring. It makes me want to work on it. So, gotta thank Bo for that. Girls coming up through the stage. Love the usage of stage. I mean, I love it when bands design these stages and they have these lifts and these elevators and everything else, and they use them once. It's like, really? You designed this thing. It's amazing, and you're going to use that lift one time. What a waste. And it seems like Babymetal, when they had their stages designed, they're always designed very well with every intent of using those lifts like multiple times, which is fantastic. I love seeing that. And they utilize the stage to its full potential. And I wish more bands would do that. You know, I see bands, you know, they use these lifts, they use them once, and then everything they wheel off stage or drag off to the side. I'm like, why don't you use the lift? It's right there. It's literally sitting on the lift. Why don't you just drop it down, then pull it off off the lift, and then raise the lift again? Wouldn't that make more sense? Wouldn't that be cleaner? Whatever. It's their show, man. Let them do what they want, but it just looks chaotic. When you have this thing up on a lift, it's literally sitting on the lift. They can just drop it down. Instead, they have 4 stagehands run out on stage to drag this thing off. It's like, why? Why? Why not just... It's right there on the freaking lift. You know, it's like, why bother? Why? Anyway. Let's see what the girls are going to do. hear me out. Hear me out. Song kicked in, and I hear this keyboard heavy. And I'm thinking to myself, oh God, here we go. Here we go again. BMC again. Going into a whole different style, whole different genre. Leaving the comfort zone, which normally I don't have a problem with as long as it's conducive to the band's style overall. And that was my biggest gripe about BMC is it just didn't feel conducive to the Babymetal brand. It went way out into left field. And I was thinking to myself, oh God, here we go again. But here's the thing. They brought it back. They dialed it back so it wasn't so synth heavy, and it brought it back to guitar, bass, and drums. And even though the guitar player was playing on those offbeats that and they were doing on the offbeats, on the ands, almost like not a calypso. What's the word I'm looking for here? Not a polka. God, it's a style of music. I don't remember, but it's very offbeat reliant. And I'm not kidding you. I got vibes from what was happening instrumentally, but between the tempo and the offbeat feels with the guitar player playing on the offbeats, I swear to you, I kind of got vibes of Mr. Bungle. Ever so slightly. Thinking about a song like Egg or Carnival, maybe a little bit. Very upbeat, and very, very fast tempo on the offbeats. I kind of got a vibe of that. But then here's the thing. When they did dial it back, and they came to that, vocals kicked in, very Babymetal style vocals. And then when they got out of that into the next phrase, it thickened up again in the classic Babymetal sound. So did they go a little bit outside their normal range? Yeah, they did. They kind of stretched out into, you know, some of that keyboard heavy riff stuff, and it's fine because they did dial it back in again. They reeled it back in instead of leaving it out there, not just in left field, but in the parking lot of left field. You know what I mean? Like BMC did. No, this was fine. Believe it or not, I was a little taken aback. I was like, wait a minute. Here, no, come on. Don't do this to me again. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. They're pulling it back. And then as they went further, it thickened up. I was like, okay, everything is gonna be just fine. Cool. No issues, no problems. Let's keep going. I'm going to make an assumption here. Now, I feel good about this assumption, but I could be wrong. But I have a feeling I'm correct when I make this assumption. I'm going to assume this song is from the second album, not the third. I feel like on the second album, they were starting to kind of spread their wings a little bit, but not so far that they got out of whack with their traditional, trademark sound. They expanded, but they didn't expand so far that they lost track of who they are and what they sound like. But they did bring elements of other music in, and I kind of feel like that's what their second album did. I feel like what I've heard from the third album, like Tales of the Destinies and BMC, is just, it's way out there. They went a little too far away from their signature sound. I feel like this is second album material. I could be wrong, but I feel pretty good about making that assumption. Like I said, if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments, and I'll be the first to admit that I'm wrong. But I have a feeling I'm right. I like the sound. I like the direction. I like the change ups. I like the variation. It works. It works. It keeps the song fresh. It keeps the song moving. It keeps the listeners vested. So it's smart. It's very smart songwriting. Very smart arranging. Very well done. Very well done. Gotta give it credit where credit's due. And I definitely give credit to this song for being able to reach out a little bit, away from their signature sound, just enough to, stir the waters of the pond next door without leaving your pond. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's when you leave states, you move from one state to the other, clear across, or you go halfway across the nation. That's when things get a little too out there. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's keep going here. I like that breakdown section. Very heavy. Very heavy. I like that. Coming back in with the vocals. Lead vocal, Sue's coming up front. Call and response from Yui and Moa. But not just Yui and Moa's vocals. There was also keyboard. There was keyboard track being played in there as well, accompanying their lyrics, just mimicking exactly what the lyrics were doing. Nice little accent there. Made it sound a little fuller, which is always a good thing. The band, man, good Lord, these guys are tight. I love listening to this comedy band. I could listen to this band all day long. I've heard a number of these guys playing in other projects. I think there was that, what was the name of that? Kari band, I think is what it is, where that Bo's in and the drummer's in. I believe one of the guitar players is too. Dug their style, man. Absolutely dug their style. I could listen to these guys play in this group, though, all day long. These guys are phenomenal musicians. Let's end this, and then we'll get to the review. Nice. Very nice. Very, very nice. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Babymetal with Yava. This was a request from Mendbayer Lovsansharov, Han Katash, and Andy LaRubin. And this was actually Andy LaRubin's prioritized request for the month of December for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So there you go, Andy. I hope you enjoyed the show, man, as well as everybody else who requested this. And guys, seriously, make sure you thank Andy, because otherwise you'd be waiting at least another year before we got to this, if not longer. Okay, I thought about it, but I'll be honest with you, I didn't have to think very long. This score, I mean, it didn't come to me immediately. I had to give it a few minutes, but I mean, it came to me relatively easily. I didn't have to struggle and go, oh, this way or over on this side, over this side. No, after a while, the score just kind of came to me, and I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense, actually. I'm not going to debate it. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that an 8.4. Yep, 8.4. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
I don't know if this song is a big hit. I'm not sure if it is or not. I have a feeling it came off the second album. I have a feeling that's where it came from. Now, I may be wrong. Maybe this is from the third album, or maybe this is from the first. I don't see it from the first, though. The first album, the songs were very conducive to each other. Like they sounded very similar in style and in songwriting style. This does not. This definitely stretched its arms out to reach over to the next pond to see, to try to test the waters and see what's going on over there. But just as easily as it reached over to the next pond, it brought it back and said, the next pond's cool, but I'm going to stay here in this pond for right now. You know what I mean? Unlike other songs that came from the third album, like BMC and Tales of the Destinies, where they didn't just jump ponds, they jumped 2 complete states over and really diversified so much to the point that it lost a lot of its signature feel and signature sound that Babymetal had spent years developing and spreading into the populace. And it's just like, why would you abandon ship? Your ship is sailing just fine. Why would you abandon it? It's one thing to try new waters. It's a whole nother thing to try different modes of transportation. It's like, wait a minute. That a little weird. And I'll be honest with you, when the song kicked in, I was a little apprehensive because I heard that keyboard line come in and I was like, oh no. Oh no, it's BMC all over again. No, it wasn't. It wasn't to the extent that BMC went. And it didn't go out nearly as far as BMC went. And it actually pulled back and reared in back into its pond, which I was really happy to see and hear. Before I go any further with it, though, let's talk about that intro, shall we? Both guitar players playing a very, very jazzy style of guitar solo. Let's talk about playing in some weird modes, man, and weird key signatures. We're in this minor mode, and they're playing major riffs, major scales against the minor, to the point where it almost sounded wrong. Like, it almost sounded like they were intentionally playing wrong notes, which, I mean, by definition they were, but it would always come around and resolve. It would always come back around and fit in the end. And at the end of the day, that's all you really want. I mean, it was like I said, it's not your traditional rock or jazz style, a rock or metal style of guitar solo. Very jazz based. A ton of accidentals happening in those solos. I gotta give a shout out to the first guitar player. I don't know which one's which, but the first guitar player, those harmonics, man, at the beginning, the whole first half of his solo was all harmonic work, and I'm sitting there going, that's cool. That's cool. Really nice job on those harmonics, by the way. getting a chance to watch Bo solo, always a joy. Always a joy. His tapping, man, don't get me wrong. I enjoy his fingering. I enjoy watching him finger. You know, he uses all four. He's got that 4-finger strum down really good, man. Good on him. But I love watching him tap, man. His tapping, very, very clean, very, very accurate, very nice, very smooth. Kind of reminds me of Billy Sheehan a little bit. Not to the extent of like the effects usage and stuff like that, like Billy Sheehan does, but very similar with the smoothness and the glide that he has with his tapping. I really need to work on my tapping, man. I mean, I can tap, but not like that. Not even close to that. The drum solo was nice too. Very, very cool. I'm glad he got a chance to solo, man. That drummer is something special, man. He really is. He's got some great feel with his drums. Great usage of playing in different meter. You know, playing that, well, not meter, but in feel. You know, switching between straight time, half time, double time, in the triplet feel, in the 6/8 feel, you know, and into the just all these different feels, man. It feels good to watch him play, man. And it feels good to hear him play. When he gets a chance to cut loose like that, it's always a joy. Always a joy. Fun to watch, too. Girls coming up on the stage, great usage of the stage. Thank you very much for utilizing the lift. It's there. You might as well use it. Like I said, the song kicked in and I was like, no! But then they brought it back and I was fine. It's a catchy tune. It is definitely a catchy tune. Nothing I would say that was all that impressive about the tune. I've heard far more impressive songs from them. From all stages, first, second, and third album. But well executed, clean, pleasing to the ear, and at the end of the day, that's all you really want, you know? Look, you could write a super impressive song. I mean, you could spend months writing this super impressive, super intense, super difficult song, and you could play it perfectly, and that's all well and good, but at the end of the day, if people aren't enjoying it, if it's not pleasing to the ear, I mean, yeah, great, it's technical, wonderful, you wrote a technical masterpiece, congratulations. Let me watch you pull your theory out of your pants. Ugh, there it is. Admire it, worship it, love it. You know, I hate it when bands do that. I really do. I hate it when bands focus so much on trying to write an impressive song, a song that is, you know, technically mind-blowing, but there's no catch, there's no hook, there's nothing about the song that is memorable other than the fact that it was impossible to follow along with. That's not fun. There's nothing fun about that. It's not pleasing to the ear. It's not catchy. Why bother? You know? At that point, you're just writing songs and show off your complexity and stroke your own ego. And I'm not for that. I'm sorry. I'm not. I used to be. When I was in high school, I used to be that way. I'm so glad I'm not that way anymore. No, but overall, really nice, catchy song. Got no issue with whatsoever. I think it's a great song. Not the best song I've ever heard from them by a stretch. At the same time, though, it's also not the worst I've heard either. Like, this song was actually enjoyable. This song was fun to listen to. So, yeah, I feel good with that 8.4. It's a great score for what I feel is a great song. So, 8.4, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully, I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.